gone to sleep feeling fine, only to wake up and feel like your body changed overnight? Like you suddenly gained 20 pounds, especially around your middle? If you're a woman in your 40s who's eating less, doing more cardio, and still gaining weight, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You're not broken. In this video, I'm going to explain why weight gain during perimenopause and menopause is so common, why the strategies that used to work no longer do, and what your body is actually asking for in this season of life. I've cared for women through hormonal transitions for years as a board-certified OB-GYN, and I'm living this transition myself. What you're experiencing is real, common, and rooted in physiology, not failure. Hi, I'm Dr. Terri Malcolm. I'm a board-certified OB-GYN, fitness and nutrition coach for women over 40, and a midlife health advocate. I love to share the science, fitness, and lifestyle strategies that help women navigate perimenopause and menopause with confidence, free from fear, confusion, or self-blame. I truly felt the need to start this channel. I created it because women deserve science-backed answers, not guesswork, not trends, and definitely not advice that leaves us blaming ourselves when things don't work. You shouldn't feel frustrated or confused about your body. You deserve clarity, a strategy, and results that actually make sense. Let me tell you what happened to me. When my body started changing in my 40s, I didn't feel comfortable in my skin, let alone in my clothes. By the time I was 47, I had somehow gained 15 pounds. Even though my diet hadn't changed, I was doing the same workouts and my overall health was the same. So my instinct was to do what had always worked. It had always worked before, to eat a little less, tighten things up, and add more cardio. The calories in, calories out mantra was playing on repeat in my head. So I cut calories. I pedaled more on my Peloton, getting off the bike, drenched in sweat. I literally tried to out-discipline my body. And yet my body wasn't responding the way it used to. Instead of losing weight, I felt exhausted and my sleep suffered. My workouts felt harder, my clothes didn't fit any better, and the scale, it didn't budge at all, or sometimes it actually went up. That was my wake-up call that something deeper was happening, and it had nothing to do with willpower. I remember thinking, I'm a physician. I understand physiology. Why isn't this working? What I didn't realize at the time was that my hormones had changed the rules of the game, and I was still playing by the old ones. Nearly 70% of women experience weight changes during the menopause transition. So if this feels frustrating or confusing, you are not alone. Here's what's actually happening. 1, estrogen becomes unpredictable. It doesn't simply decline, it fluctuates. And those fluctuations matter because estrogen plays a vital role in where we store fat. As estrogen shifts, many women notice a change in fat distribution from the hips and the thighs to the middle area or to the abdomen. There's also a tendency for subcutaneous fat, which sits just beneath the skin, to shift toward visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is very different from visceral fat. Visceral fat is stored deep within the abdominal cavity, surrounding organs like the stomach or the liver and the intestines. And this type of fat is more metabolically active and is driven by inflammation and insulin resistance. Visceral fat is also associated with a higher risk of conditions like cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. At the same time, changes in estrogen can increase insulin resistance. That means your body requires more insulin to manage blood sugar, and insulin is a storage hormone. So those higher insulin levels make it easier for your body to store fat, especially around the abdomen, even if you're eating the same way you always have. Second, we naturally lose muscle with age unless we actively maintain it. Since muscle helps burn calories while our bodies are at rest, less muscle means a slower metabolism. Now here's something many women are never told. Starting around age 35, we naturally begin to lose muscle. It's subtle at first, about 0.5% of muscle mass per year and roughly 1% of muscle strength per year, but over time, it adds up. In fact, research indicates that we lose 2 to 7% of muscle mass each decade, and that pace picks up even more after age 60. And the drop in estrogen, that exacerbates the loss of lean muscle mass, so it's no surprise that postmenopausal women tend to have less muscle mass than premenopausal women. This loss of muscle mass and strength is called sarcopenia, and it's not just about feeling weaker. Loss of muscle affects how we move, how we age, and how our metabolism works, influencing everything from energy levels to insulin sensitivity. The good news is that this is something we can absolutely do something about. And 3, and this is a big one, stress and poor sleep raise cortisol levels, which promote abdominal fat storage. Cortisol is a hormone. It's a hormone that's made by your adrenal glands, and it's often called your stress hormone. Cortisol and estrogen are derived from the same building blocks in the body. During perimenopause, as estrogen starts fluctuating and eventually declining, our stress response can become more sensitive. That means we may produce more cortisol or feel the effects of it more strongly. And when cortisol stays elevated for long periods of time, the body shifts into protection mode. It prioritizes survival over fat burning, holds on to energy, so it can make it even harder to build or maintain muscle. When you're under eating and overexercising, your body doesn't see that as discipline, it sees it as stress. Now layer that on top of poor sleep and the everyday chronic stress most of us are already carrying, and your body is definitely not responding with let's burn fat or let's lose weight. Instead, it shifts into protection mode. It holds on, it conserves energy, because from your body's perspective, this is not the time to lose weight. It's the time to survive. Its function has become let's protect her. As estrogen fluctuates and eventually declines, along with the natural loss of muscle as we age, things begin to shift. Add in chronically elevated cortisol levels from stress into the mix, and it becomes the perfect storm for increased fat storage, especially around the abdomen. And this is exactly why the old advice of eat less, move more, or it's just calories in, calories out, often backfires in perimenopause and menopause. Your body is operating under a completely different hormonal environment, and it requires a smarter strategy, not just more restriction. When you consistently underfuel your body, especially at very low calorie levels, often 1,200 or 1,000, or in some extreme cases, 500 calories per day, you send a signal of scarcity. In response, your metabolism adapts by slowing down. You burn fewer calories, you lose muscle, and fat loss becomes harder, not easier. This isn't a willpower problem, it's a physiology problem. So what does work to lose fat and improve your body composition during perimenopause? Number 1, target protein and fiber. Fuel your body with enough high-quality nutrition, especially protein and fiber, to support muscle, stabilize blood sugar, and support hormone health. Protein is on the center stage for the midlife woman, and that's because protein is an essential macronutrient, especially during perimenopause and menopause. Protein supports muscle growth, it supports muscle metabolism and satiety. It helps you to feel full longer. For most women, that means aiming for 30 grams of protein per meal, or roughly 100 grams of protein per day. Many women I see are only getting 60 to 70 grams daily, and that gap matters. Fiber is just as important as protein. Fiber has been shown to improve brain health and reduce inflammation. And research shows that women should aim for 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day from whole foods like chia seeds, legumes, berries, and whole grains. Now, if you can't consistently meet that through food alone, a fiber supplement can be a helpful option. Number 2 is strength training. Lifting weights sends a powerful message to your body: this muscle is needed. Strength training improves insulin sensitivity, increases metabolic demand, and helps preserve lean mass as we age. Clinical studies that include postmenopausal women are very clear on this. Strength training 2 to 3 times per week is enough to see real benefits, including meaningful changes in body composition. Exercises that involve resistance, pushing, pulling, and lifting are especially effective because they help preserve and build muscle. Personally, I strength train 4 days a week because I see the positive physical impact and I feel the mental benefits. My mantra now is simple: muscle is medicine. I still include cardio, but it looks different. I have a strategic approach and I have better integration now. For me, that means a daily walk with a weighted vest. I take at least a 30-minute walk in the morning, and if I don't have time in the morning, I split it into 3 10-minute walks throughout the day. I also do interval training, high intensity interval training, or HIIT, but 1 to 2 30-minute sessions. That's all I need per week, because that's enough to support cardiovascular health without overstressing my body. And number 3, prioritizing rest and recovery. Sleep isn't optional in this season, it's therapeutic. Quality sleep and adequate recovery help lower cortisol and allow your body to actually respond to the nutrition and training you're doing. When I stopped fighting to shrink my body and started supporting it, fueling it with whole food, strengthening it, and giving it time to recover, everything changed. So if you're doing all the right things, like eating healthy and working out, and you're following the strategies that worked in the past, but still gaining weight, please hear this: you're not broken. Your body is responding exactly as it was designed to a new hormonal environment. If this video resonated with you, if something clicked and you're walking away with a little more clarity and confidence, I have one simple favor to ask. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a woman in your life who could benefit from it. That small action helps me continue creating science-backed content that supports you and more women just like you. And truly, I'm so glad you're here, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What have you tried to lose weight in this season of life? What has helped, even a little? And what questions do you still have about perimenopause, weight gain, or how to support your body now? Your story and your experience really matter. And you're not in this alone. Let's learn from each other and build a community of women who are strong and informed. Let's do this together.